Welcome to Headingley, the Silk Challenge Cup quarter-final. Leeds against Workington Town. 80 minutes away, of course, from a semi-final place of the most prestigious Rugby League Cup competition in the world. Leeds so far have disposed of Bradford Northern and Rydale York. Northern at Headingley 31-14, and the second division Rydale York by 44 points to 14. Workington Town, meanwhile, have beaten Hull at home by 30 points to 6. In the last round, really took lead to the cleaners up at Derwent Park. A record score, a 17-try romp over the second division side by 94 points to 4, with scrum half Dean Marwood getting 42 points. A large contingent of Workington Town fans have made the long trek down the M6, M62 for this one. About 3,000 supporters, near on 35 coaches, and they're going to be really cheering their team on this afternoon. It's a brilliant afternoon, the sun is shining, the pitch is in wonderful condition, and the atmosphere superb for this Rugby League quarter-final tie. Well, Leeds have met Workington Town already 3 times this season. As Leeds enter the arena, we'll run through the lineups in a second. 3 meetings so far, Leeds have won them all. The first game of the season up at Derwent Park in the league, where Leeds won 22 points to 16. And then here at Headingley, Leeds overcame Town quite convincingly back in November by 42 points to 16. And of course, also in the Regal Trophy, these two teams have met up at Derwent Park. That was a much closer affair, where Leeds won by 4 points, 18 points to 14. A tremendous reception for Leeds as they make their way out onto the pitch. We'll run through the lineups as referee Ray Tennant makes his way onto the Headingley turf. Beginning then with Leeds. Leeds line up with Alan Tate at full-back, Jim Fallon, Kevin Iro, Craig Innes and Francis Cummins. The half-backs of Gary Schofield and Graham Holroyd. Gary Schofield earlier this week was on crutches, but according to coach Doug Lawton, he's made a miraculous recovery, and Schofield plays at standoff for Leeds in this one. The forward line is Sandy Familo, James Lowes and George Mann. The second rows of Gary Mercer and Richie Ayres, and of course the loose forward and captain is Ellery Hanley. Hanley, of course, already scoring 34 tries for Leeds this season. The 2 Leeds substitutes are Marcus Vasilakopoulos and Harvey Howard. On then to the visitors, Workington Town. Well, they line up with Mark Mulligan at full-back, Des Drummond on the wing, Paul Burns, Vince Fawcett, of course, Vince Fawcett, a former Leeds player before making the move up to Cumbria. At 5 is the former Carlisle winger Kevin Pape. The half-back combination, well, Kevin Ellis and Dean Marwood, certainly 2 very influential players in the Workington Town lineup. Ellis, along with Roland Phillips, on loan from Warrington till the end of the season. Ellis has made a very big difference as far as league survival at Workington has been concerned. The forward line is Kyle White, Phil McKenzie, of course, formerly of Widnes, Roland Phillips. The second rows of James Pickering and former Wigan player Billy McGinty, and the loose forward is Brad Heppey, with the subs Gary Schubert and Stephen Holgate. So the 2 captains, Ellery Hanley and Phil McKenzie, meet on halfway. Leeds in their traditional blue and amber strip, Workington Town in their change strip of black with white trim and red epaulets and white socks. As referee Ray Tennant is about to get this Silk Challenge Cup quarter-final underway. Leeds, of course, made it to the Twin Towers last year, and that tremendous final against Wigan. Wigan, of course, already through to the semi-final draw after beating Widnes in their quarter-final clash 24 hours ago. Leeds will be hoping also to be in that semi-final draw around about 4:30 this afternoon. So Workington Town about to kick off. Referee Ray Tennant takes a look at his 2 judges, and it will be Workington Town through fullback Mark Mulligan that get this Silk Challenge Cup clash underway. It's a deep kick inside the Leeds half, and it's fielded by Graham Holroyd, Gary Mercer as first receiver, and immediately 3 Town tacklers in, Dean Marwood and Kevin Ellis. Jim Fallon comes at second receiver for Leeds on that left-hand side, but no way through for him. Craig Innes. Innes almost finds a gap, but a good tackle by Phil McKenzie. Leeds just outside their own 20-metre area. Ellery Hanley met by 2 Town defenders. One of them is Vince Fawcett, Brad Heppey. Vince Fawcett will want to have a good game against his former side in this tie. Ball goes back to Graham Holroyd. 4 tackle, and Leeds elect to kick left-footed as Holroyd puts the deep kick down, but it's well fielded by Town fullback Mark Mulligan. He makes about 5 or 6 yards before he's tackled by Gary Mercer. The winger Kevin Pape looking for action as he almost makes it to the halfway line before he's tackled by Richie Ayres. Referee Ray Tennant not happy with holding down in the tackle. Richie Ayres also has a few words to the Castleford referee, and Workington get a further 10 yards. And they're almost midway between the Leeds 20-metre line and the halfway line. Matt Mulligan was elected to kick the ball into touch on that north stand side, the paddock side. Bright afternoon, supporters on that side of the ground are fielding the sun in their eyes, and this is the first attack from Workington as Phil McKenzie takes the tap penalty, goes by himself, and Town no more than about 15 metres from that try line. Kyle White, first receiver, strong, powerful run from him. Takes 4 Leeds defenders to hold him just a few metres from the try line. Quick play the ball out to this left-hand side. Ellis thinks about the pass, then has to jink inside. Leeds to cut the options out on this left-hand side. Graham Holroyd, Kevin Ira and Jim Fallon were almost swooping there looking for the interception. Now it's Marwood. Marwood with a short pass to forward Roland Phillips. Phillips comes up and held by Gary Mercer and by Graham Holroyd. Quick by Town. McGinty pass inside to Vince Fawcett. Fawcett heads in field. Final tackle is for Workington. Their supporters just behind. We're wanting maybe something in the first stages. A click through. Goes back to Dean Marwood. Marwood spots a gap. Can't quite make it to the try line though. Not 6 more tackles for Workington. It's going to be the turnaround, and maybe foolishly there, Dean Marwood gives away a penalty. Workington got themselves into a good position and spoilt that by conceding a penalty, which will give Graham Holroyd the chance of kicking the ball into this south stand side. So Leeds have the tap penalty as George Mann has possession for Leeds. It's held though by Kyle White, and Workington Town, 3 of them are caught offside. Billy McGinty and James Pickering. Gary Schofield quickly kicks the ball into touch. And from big deep inside their own half, Leeds about 30 metres now from that Workington try line. Lowe's plays it for Milo. Lowe's with the short pass. George Mann. Leeds have made good ground here. Short pass to Ellery Hanley. Hanley spots a gap. Still going the Leeds skipper. He's trying to swat the Town defenders off like flies. It takes 3 of them to bring him down. Leeds in a good position here. First attack for Doug Lawton's team. Graham Holroyd. Holroyd with a long pass out on that left-hand side. It's fielded by Francis Cummins on the bounce, but Cummins is tackled by Paul Burns. Mercer for Leeds. A few metres now from that Workington Town try line. Lowe's out to Schofield. Schofield with a long pass. Graham Holroyd. Holroyd spots a gap. Still going Holroyd. Mulligan makes a tackle. This the last tackle for Leeds. A few metres from that try line. And the little kick's put through. But it's well taken in the end there by Billy McGinty. Did very well there, the Workington Town second row forward, to pick up possession for the Cumbrian team as loose forward Brad Heppy looks to get away from his own half of the field. This time Ray Tennant catches 3 Leeds players in offside position, and again there's been words said. Another 10 metres for Workington and they're on halfway. Phil McKenzie takes the tap, goes by himself. He's a rather lone figure as he took that tap penalty. There's nobody there in support. Marwood to McGinty. McGinty cuts back inside. Fallon and Iro there to tackle for Leeds. Kevin Ellis. Ellis to Paul Burns, but Burns spills the ball. It could give Leeds a chance on that left-hand side. Schofield with a pass inside to Francis Cummins. Cummins steps inside Brad Heppy, then goes inside James Pickering. Still going is the Leeds winger. Good run by Francis Cummins, holding in the tackle. Another penalty. And another word has been said. And Leeds have a penalty on the 20-metre line, almost smack bang in front of the post. So both sides indiscretions. As far as talking back to the referee is concerned, Ray Tennant has made it pretty obvious in 5 minutes he's not going to stand for any back chat. Any back chat will be penalised with a further 10 yards, and he could stamp on that even harder if it persists throughout this early stages of this Challenge Cup clash. So Leeds in a good position to open the points account. 6 minutes on the clock. Graham Holroyd the chance to pop over his 91st goal of the season. Perfect conditions for goal kickers, perfect conditions for rugby league. One is poised to give Leeds 2 points advantage. Few boos from the town supporters away to this left-hand side. Graham Holroyd gains the penalty then for Leeds, and that's coming on the 6-minute mark. It's Leeds 2, Workington Town 0. Mulligan then will restart proceedings with a kick-off from halfway. Grubber kick. Gary Schofield chests it down. Workington Town supporters thought he'd knocked on. Referee had the best view. Fallon, no score, scored 4 tries in the last Challenge Cup clash with that game against Rydale York, but that was a forward pass. Right in front of the referee, and it'll be a scrum down with Workington Town having the advantage of the pudding. Brad Heppyfields from the back of the scrum. And Leeds again caught offside, and this will be an opportunity for an equalising penalty for Workington. Certainly the referee stamping his authority on the game. He's penalised both sides in the early stages. Dean Marwood just to the right-hand side of the uprights to bring Workington Town back level. Marwood with the penalty, straight between the middle. So Workington heading straight back with an equalising penalty through Dean Marwood. It's Leeds 2, Workington Town 2. Graham Holroyd then kicks deep inside the Workington half, and it bounces over the head of Kevin Pape, bounces into touch, and it'll be a scrum down. Town having the put in. Should come out on the Workington Town side unless there's a real surprise. It comes out, and Workington have possession just in front of their own post. Kevin Ellis with the pass to Vince Fawcett. Fawcett tackled by Ayres and by George Mann. Roland Phillips makes a break, gets away from Ellery Hanley. Mercer has to help to bring him down, because Phillips and Mercer, two former Warrington players. Firm challenge that by Leeds on Kyle White, by Ayres and by Mercer. Mackenzie thinks about the pass. Mulligan, right-footed kick, going to go straight into touch. So it'll be the turnaround, and Leeds will have 6 tackles inside that Workington Town half. 10 minutes gone. Leeds 2, Workington Town 2. For Milo, that was high by Heppy. Now it's Mann. Mann cuts inside McGinty. Good break by George Mann. Just couldn't release the ball, but it's still going. Releases it now to Familo. Good break that by the Leeds number 10. Lowe's out to Holroyd. Holroyd feeds Gary Schofield. Schofield to Kevin Iro, pops up on that left-hand side, but Iro as well shepherded by Dean Marwood and by Paul Burns. Even then, Kevin Arrow almost tries to get the ball out, takes some putting down. Hanley goes from acting halfback out to Schofield. Plenty of Town defenders there, though, on that Leeds left. Hanley inside to Richie Ayres. Ayres, though, held. Final tackle. Maybe a kick through. Schofield puts the little diagonal kick through. A chance for Jim Fallon. Fallon gets on it, but I think he's knocked the ball on as he tries to dive on it. And it'll be the turnaround, but a clever kick through that one by Gary Schofield. Didn't work on this occasion. So we're still waiting for the first touchdown of this quarter-final cup clash. McGinty. Kyle White for Workington. Strong forward, has been playing in the loose forward berth a lot of this season for Workington, as Phillips gets away from one tackle, had support. Phillips thought he wasn't tackled sufficiently, was looking to play on. Referee said the tackle was good. Brad Heppy. Heppy releases the ball to Kevin Ellis. Ellis with the pass out to Burns on that right-hand side. Heppy and Burns. Burns makes a break. He's got Drummond inside, but covering tackle there by Craig Innes. Now it's Des Drummond, picks the ball up. Mulligan with a kick through. Alan Tate's going to have to chase this one. There's a couple of Town defenders after him. He's just gone dead, and only just. Alan Tate watched it all the way, and Alan Tate's eager for possession from that play the ball. Lows to Mercer. No quarter has been given so far. Some pretty fearsome tackling out there. It's been all fair, but it's been 1 or 2 bum crunches already. Schofield out to Innes on the left-hand side. Innes spots a gap and runs into Des Drummond, and Drummond's tackle is solid on Innes, and Innes releases the ball, but it goes out on that far side into touch. And it'll be a scrum down. Town have possession. Mulligan. Marwood to Ellis. Leeds, again according to the referee, penalised for offside. And Ray Tennant very keen that the teams stay apart. Sliced by Mulligan, but it still goes out into touch. Workington don't really make too much headway as far as distance inside that Leeds half is concerned. McKenzie works very hard for Workington, the hooker. White inside to Heppy. That looked high by Mann. Heppy got away from the defender. Does well, Brad Heppy. Can't elude Graham Holroyd and Kevin Iro. Ellis to Pickering. Another strong Workington Town forward. Pickering does well, releases the ball to Ellis. Ellis to force it. Good build-up play this by Workington. Deep inside that Leeds half. Roland Phillips. Phillips into George Mann. Looks to release the ball, but that was a crucial arm round there by Richie Ayres that prevented the ball being released, but still Workington in a good position. Maybe a chance here on that far side. Paul Burns, is he going to go over? He's held inches short from the try line. Final tackle this for Workington. Little kick through, and Leeds are going to field inside their in-goal area. Good pressure that by the visitors. Certainly pleased the supporters behind that goal. And Leeds will have to drop out. Been a fairly tight first quarter, first 15 minutes, and now the referee's calling across Gary Mercer. And he's also calling across the Leeds captain, Ellery Hanley. Maybe Mr. Tennant laying the law down about players speaking out of turn. It will be a dropout. It's Graham Holroyd. That's a good deep kick by Graham Holroyd. Makes it well into the Workington Town half. That really got some distance on it. Kevin Pape was the player that fielded it for Workington. That's already 2 tackles and still Town inside their own half. Marwood fields it to Matt Mulligan, the fullback. McKenzie has Kyle White with him. White making inroads inside that Leeds half. McKenzie again. Out to McGinty. Final tackle for Workington. Mulligan with the bomb. Ball's gone back, still the final tackle. Heppy. Workington keeping the ball alive, long pass out, Ellis to Drummond. Drummond's not going to be able to keep hold of that one, it bounces into touch. Workington desperately trying to get the ball out to that right-hand side where they had an overlap. But the pass wasn't held. And once again offside. The referee becoming quite a central figure in this game in the opening 17 minutes with the number of penalties he's given. Mann turns in the tackle. Milo for Leeds, runs into Pickering. Schofield with a short pass to Gary Mercer. Mercer to Iro. Iro in a standing position. Cuts inside, thinks about the pass, dummies, starts to shrug off Roland Phillips, but Phillips drags him down by his shirt collar. Lowe's out to Richie Ayres. Ayres makes a good break, almost gets away from Bill McKenzie. Leads back 15 metres from that Workington try line. Schofield feeds Jim Fallon. Fallon, though, is well met by 3 Town defenders. They try and bundle the winger into touch, but Fallon does well. Final tackle this for Leeds. Schofield puts the diagonal kick across, but it's straight to Kevin Ellis. Still, Leeds unable to break this resilient Workington Town defence down as we approach the midway point of this first half. Defence is very much on top. McKenzie to Kyle White on that right-hand side. Lowe's and George Mann tackle for Leeds. McKenzie's got through a lot of work so far. He really has been very busy. As Marwood puts a long kick inside that Leeds half, he's not going to go into touch. It's coming field, and Alan Tate has to field. But Alan Tate is dumped by his Town compatriot Mark Mulligan. As Cummins ducks and dives and tries to find a way through. Mercer feeds Fallon. Mercer again. And again the referee penalises for offside. And Mr. Tennant seems somewhat to be making a name for himself here. A good kick that though by Leeds. It's pent Workington deep inside their own half. For Milo. Leeds now know about 18 metres from that Workington Town try line. Can they find a breakthrough now? Schofield with run around with Graham Holroyd. Richie Ayres. Epi. And Marwood with the tackle. Innes. And on that left-hand side, Innes gets away from one. Feeds the ball out to Cummins, but Cummins on the step in field, and he's tackled by Des Drummond. Now it's Ellery Hanley. Hanley tries to find a way through. Suspiciously high, one of those tackles on the lead skipper. Schofield feeds Graham Holroyd. Holroyd out to Fallon. Can Fallon bustle his way through? He can't. Good cover tackling by Workington. Final tackle for Leeds. Mercer. Leeds are going to keep the ball alive. Maybe a kick. Iro's going to try and go by himself. Throws the ball back, and it's fielded by Kyle White, the Workington Town number 8. Still no tries, still defences on top. Mackenzie again, typical Workington Town move. Mackenzie always looking to make yardage from the play of the ball. Almost every time Mackenzie comes up to be the acting halfback, he makes some sort of break, and when he does them, like that, when he passes it to McGinty, maybe the rest of the town side were surprised that he didn't, and Leeds regained possession through Kevin Iro. Lowe's feeds it to Familo. There's about 25 metres from that Workington try line. Schofield out to Holroyd. Holroyd steps inside, good break by Graham Holroyd. Had Hillary Hanley inside, but Mulligan did well to get hold of the lead scrum half. Good solid tackle by Workington. Holroyd. Schofield feeds it out, maybe a chance here for Leeds. George Mann bustles his way over for the first try. It's taken some 22 minutes for the first try to come. It was Leeds pressure once more. Holroyd made the initial break, but there was George Mann, just had the power really from about 4 yards out to go in for the first try. George Mann has been very much in try scoring vein recently. Almost under the post, just to the left-hand side. Finds no problem in converting. So here at Headingley in this Challenge Cup quarter-final, the first blood has been drawn by Leeds. They lead Workington Town by 8 points to 2. It's Workington Town have made a substitution. Number 15, Stephen Holgate's been brought on by coach Peter Walsh. Town kick off deep inside the Leeds half. Fallon. Fallon met by 2 Town defenders. George Mann. Mann held up by Phil Mackenzie. Now it's James Lowe's. Lowe's dummies. Almost makes the break. Has to off Alan Tate. Great burst by Leeds. Tate feeds Hanley, but Hanley can't hold on. Looked for a second as if Leeds were going to crash through for a second try. Great support play by Alan Tate there. Cumbrian lad, of course, Alan Tate. I think, in fact, when he was a lot younger, actually lived in Workington Town for a while. He would have been keen to go through there. That was a good piece of interlinking play by Leeds. It came to nothing. Leeds are penalised again by the referee, Ray Tennant. Mulligan dispatches the ball into the paddock on the far side. Workington look for a quick reply to that George Mann try. Almost on the 20-metre line. Marwood feeds Brad Heppy. Heppy takes some putting down the Kiwi. Ellis. Phillips comes up. Strong run by Phillips. Can't afford to give him too much room. Ellis was there on his right-hand shoulder, just waiting really for the ball to come out. But Workington in a good position. Ellis to Marwood. Marwood's well chaperoned by Schofield, but Workington have an overlap on that right-hand side. Kyle White surely should have released it there. They had Burns and Drummond screaming for the ball on his right-hand side. He elected to keep hold. Mulligan feeds it to Pickering. Pickering, Burns, Drummond, is he in? Trying to scurry his way through, but he's held inches short from the try line. Long pass, and about 5 Leeds players are caught offside, and the referee is going to send somebody to the sin bin here. is Headingley is turned into the sin bin for what probably we can only describe as perpetual offside. Certainly not a popular decision. And Ray Tennant is certainly making his mark with the offside decisions and the talking back. So Leeds at the moment are down to 12 men. Headingley sin bin for 10 minutes, and Workington will be looking to take full advantage of that. They're just a few inches short of the try line. Mulligan feeds it out to Stephen Holgate. Holgate held just by the left-hand post. Mackenzie looked to him knock on, and the referee's given a penalty to Workington. That certainly is an unbelievable decision by the referee. And it gives Workington Town almost certainly 2 points. It would reduce the deficit to a 4-point one if Dean Marwood converts. So Marwood with the penalty. Should be no problem, it isn't. So 28 minutes gone. And it's 8 points to 4 as both Leeds substitutes warm up down the far side. Marcus Vasilakopoulos and Harvey Howard. And while plays continues with Leeds, as I said, still down to 12 men. Ellis goes by himself from acting half-back. Certainly has made a very big difference at Derwent Park as far as Workington Town's fight for first division survival has been concerned. They've done very well at home. It's really away from Cumbria that they have struggled. They were beaten pretty heavily at Wigan last weekend in the league. But the Challenge Cup, well, anything can happen, and they're battling very well so far in this opening half an hour. Marwood held by Richie Ayres. Final tackle this for Workington. Mulligan puts the up and under. It's high. Difficult for Alan Tate, but how well the Leeds full-back takes it. Oh, you almost knew as soon as that was put up there, Alan Tate was going to take that. One of the best takers of the up and under maybe in the rugby league is the Leeds #1. He did well there. George Mann plays the ball to himself. Now it's Schofield. Schofield fields Kevin Iro. Iro's made the break. Another chance here for Leeds. Inside to Gary Schofield. Schofield's in for the try underneath the post. Leeds have scored their second try. The try scorer is Gary Schofield. But without a shadow of a doubt there, the creator was Kevin Iro. Iro latching through, making the break. Perfectly timed pass from Iro to Schofield. And Gary Schofield went in underneath the post for Leeds' second try. And that try coming on the 30-minute mark as Harvey Howard comes on for Leeds. Howard on for Hosseini for Milo. But the try is a good one by Leeds, set up by Kevin Iro. Short pass to Gary Schofield, the try poacher supreme, there in support. And it's Leeds 12, Workington Town 4. And Holroyd from underneath the post extends that to 14 points to 4. So after almost 20 minutes plus without any points, as far as tries have been concerned, Leeds through Mann and Schofield have scored 2 tries in 8 minutes and have got themselves a 10-point advantage. Harvey Howard, as we said, is on. He's replaced Hosseini for Milo, and Workington will be desperate not to concede another try before half-time. Lowe's feeds Gary Mercer. Mercer with a long pass out on that left-hand side. Lee's looking dangerous again. Iro feeds Craig Innes. Innes gets away from the tackles. It takes 2 efforts by Marwood and by Des Drummond to bring him down as the roll goes up as Harvey Howard, like a tank, runs into them, shrugs them off. Now it's Mann. Man out to Tate on this right-hand side. Tate cuts through 2 defenders. Good tackle there by Vince Fawcett. Fallon to Lowe's. Certainly Leeds looking the last couple of minutes to really have upstepped the tempo. Richie Ayres. Ayres, the ball's lost. Put the pass underneath him, but there was nobody there in support. And Workington Town have it through Phil Mackenzie. Roland Phillips to Workington, making inroads inside his own half. Shrugs off 2, gets the ball away to the loose forward. Marwood out to Kyle White. Good tackle though by Richie Ayres. Pass to Holgate, looked slightly forward. Town have one more tackle. Mackenzie has lost it, and it's going to still be the turnaround. Phillips manages to release the ball inside to Ellis. Ellis to Heppy, still working to keeping the ball alive. Heppy spots a gap. Can't though go all the way in, but the loose ball was knocked on anyhow, and it'll be a turnaround. And Leeds have been awarded the penalty. Graham Holroyd will dispatch the ball onto the south stand roof. Leeds eager to play the ball. Lowe's to Harvey Howard. Howard really just takes some putting down. He'll be fired up for this one. Lowe's to Ayres, but Ayres knocks on. Uncharacteristic mistake there by the second row forward, and it will be a scrum down on halfway. Maybe Leeds will be looking to assert their ascendancy in the final 5 minutes or so. Another try would really give Workington a big deficit to make up, but a Town try before half-time, well, it would really open an interesting second half. That was a case of crossing. Fawcett came through. Workington are penalised. And it will be another penalty to Leeds. Lowe's with a pass to George Mann. Mann does well. 2 Town defenders around him, releases the ball. Harvey Howard. Howard turns and gets the ball away to Gary Mercer. Lowe's to Mann. Mann's got through a lot of work so far. Gets the ball away. Leeds struggling away from the tackles at the moment. Alan Tate. Tate from a standing position there couldn't make the break. He was tackled by Holgate. Lowe's to Ayres. Ayres still going despite 2 players around him, bringing him down. Lowe's to Schofield. Leeds almost underneath the Town sticks again. Short pass to Kevin Iro. Iro's going to go in, is he? Did he ground the ball? Well, referee says he did. The try is going to count. Leeds have got their 3rd try. Kevin Iro is a try scorer. To be fair, Workington players around didn't protest to the referee. You need to exert downward pressure on the ball for the try. The referee said it was good enough. He was right on the spot. Graham Holroyd with the conversion. Straight between the middle. Leeds 20, Workington Town 4. Certainly, the Leeds supporters making plenty of noise. The Workington Town fans behind that goal have quietened down in the last few minutes with those 3 Leeds tries. Headingley back on the field. Jim Fallon. Looks to be a punch there by number 11, James Pickering, right in front of the referee. Certainly a swinging arm by the Workington Town number 11. And he was quite lucky there, maybe not to receive 10 minutes in the sin bin. Does sometimes make you wonder when Headingley spends 10 minutes in the sin bin for what's supposedly a professional foul, and there's a swinging arm and a punch, and referee just has a quick chat. Leeds in a good position again in the final moments of this first half. Lowe's almost gets away from Kevin Ellis. Hanley has support from Gary Mercer. Mercer goes by himself and runs straight into Phillips. Leeds almost underneath the Workington Town post again. Schofield with a short pass. Another try to Leeds. Richie Ayres this time scores the try. And Workington, in the last few moments, have been torn to shreds by Leeds. Richie Ayres has got Leeds' 4th try. It's come just a minute before half-time. Just a clever short pass. And Richie Ayres came through at pace. More Leeds pressure inside that Workington 20-metre area. It was Mercer who got Leeds into a good position with that run forward. And then Lowe's with the pass out. Schofield with an inch-perfect pass to Ayres, who came through at pace. And he scored the 4 points underneath the post. 24 points to 4. Last 18 minutes of the first half, the second period of the first half, as it were, have been cut to ribbons by Leeds, and Graham Holroyd has another chance of 2 points, which he tags between the middle. 26 points to 4, Leeds now lead Workington in this quarter-final of the Silk Cut Challenge Cup. Workington, from being very much in it in the opening 20 minutes, look a little bit depleted with those tries. They themselves not managed to break the Leeds rear guard. They had a couple of chances. As Jim Fallon, certainly there was a high tackle there on the Leeds winger by Brad Heppy. Leeds looking dangerous every time they pass the ball out here. They come again with Innes. Innes pass inside to Francis Cummins. This time Cummins is held, and there goes the half-time hooter. A very satisfactory 40 minutes for Leeds. It took 22 minutes before Leeds got their opening try, but really from then on it was all one-way traffic, with George Mann, Gary Schofield, Kevin Arrow, Richie Ayres all scoring tries. And from being 2-2 after 22 minutes, Leeds has scored 4 touchdowns. Graham Holroyd has added the goals. Half-time, Leeds at 26, Workington Town 4. If Workington are going to have any lifeline in this game, they've got to get at least 1 try, maybe even 2 in the opening 10 minutes, and keep Leeds at bay. If Leeds go on and get another, then it really would be the icing on the cake for Leeds, almost assured a semi-final place. The sun again shines brightly for the start of this second half. Gary Schofield, the last man on the pitch. Now Gary Schofield's on, we can kick off. 26 points to 4, Leeds lead. As Workington Town have it deep inside their own half. Through Pickering. Town acting half-back. Mackenzie feeds head out on that far side to second row forward Billy McGinty. Now it's Kyle White, the Workington forward. Held though by Zambai Man. Mulligan with the kick, right-footed inside that Leeds half. He's going to bounce into touch on that far side. There'll be a scrum down on the 20-metre line, with Leeds having the advantage of the put-in. Reminder, Leeds having both subs on. And that ball, has it going to be won against the head? No, almost. Just looked for a second as if we've seen a rugby league rarity, a ball won against the head in the scrum, but it came out on the Leeds side. Lowe thinks about the pass, now finds Schofield. Schofield out to Kevin Iro. Again, Leeds looking dangerous on this left-hand side. Innes has found a gap in the Workington ranks, but Des Drummond shuts it, and Innes just stays in field, right in front of the TV gantry here at Headingley. Cummins tackled by Drummond. Lowe's to Harvey Howard. Howard this time can't release the ball. He's wrapped up by 3 Town defenders. Lowe's from acting half-back. Final tackle this for Leeds. Gary Schofield. Schofield puts the right-booted kick through. Comes off a Town player. Still the final tackle, says the referee. Francis Cummins cuts inside. Hanley's in support. Has Hanley going to go over? Has he got the pace? He's got somebody with him. He had support from Gary Schofield, but he couldn't release the ball. It looked for a second as if Hanley himself would have enough power to go for the try. He was held inches short. And maybe Leeds missing out on 4 points in the opening couple of minutes of the second half. So Workington survive what almost certainly looked another 4 points for Leeds. Billy McGinty. Referee immediately stops the clock, and Billy McGinty immediately, he's going to have to go to the blood bin. Blood streaming from a cut just above his eye. So Workington forced to make the blood bin substitution immediately. He made his way off. The ball's been released by Phillips. Ellis in support, makes the break, gets the ball away, but Workington Town have lost it. Ellis too eager to keep Workington moving forward, and Leeds have 6 tackles inside their own half of the field. Jim Fallon almost gets away from the first tackle. Lowe's feeds Richie Ayres, who comes on the short side. Ayres held though by Holgate and by Paul Burns. Schofield out to Alan Tate on that right-hand side. Tate dummies, goes by himself, held though by Fawcett and by Kevin Ellis. That's a couple at half-back. Gets the ball away to Gary Schofield. Schofield has Iro. Short pass inside to Alan Tate. Tate's got help inside. Hanley this time, is he going to go over the try? This time he does. And Leeds have scored their 5th try of this Challenge Cup clash in the opening couple of minutes of the second half. The try scorer, Ellery Hanley. Leeds now lead by 30 points to 4. That try coming 4 minutes into the second half. And Town making another substitution. Gary Schubert's come on for Vince Fawcett. Fawcett may have received a knock in trying to prevent Headingley going in for that try. Followed for Leeds. Swinging arm. Views now some Leeds supporters, but referee allows play on. Man cuts inside, steps inside the Workington defenders. Holgate and Pickering bring him down. Lowe's, short pass to Schofield. Schofield feeds it out to Ayres on this left-hand side. Has Innes in support. Innes though stumbles. Is tackled by Paul Burns. Ayres. Town had more problems. Another player injured on that far side, so Workington at the moment down to 12 men as Holloway puts the grubber kick through. Fielded by Mark Mulligan, the Town fullback, on his own 20-metre line. Hilary Hanley and Marcus Vasilopoulos make the tackle. Des Drummond desperately trying to find a way back into this game for Workington. Mackenzie, that's a sloppy pass. It finds Heppy on that far side. The Town lose forward, but he's really on his own out there, and he had nobody there in support. Stephen Holgate, the Workington number 15, that's out of play at the moment, receiving some attention. He's now back to his feet. Workington can't afford to be players down. Ellis, can he bring some way back for Workington? Dean Marwood. Marwood inside to Des Drummond. Drummond cuts inside Graham Holroyd. Drummond still maybe getting on in years, but still has exceptional pace as Mulligan puts the bomb up. Final tackle. Alan Tate's under it. Tremendously well taken again by the Leeds number 1. Really is food and drink to Alan Tate, those up and unders. He'll take them all day. Richie Ayres. Ayres at first receiver, but he's held by Phillips and by Marwood. Lowe's feeds it to Howard. Howard turns in the tackle, gets it away to Lowe's. Lowe's to Innes. Pass inside to Francis Cummins. Phillips brings him down though, just inside the Town half. Holroyd misses out Schofield and finds Alan Tate. Tate to Kevin Iro. Iro with a little chip over the top. Iro's in pursuit of it. Has he picked it up? He hasn't. It's the winger, Kevin Pate, but Pate has it, but he's bundled into touch. There'll be a scrum down with Leeds having the advantage of the pudding and 6 more tackles just outside the Workington 25-yard line. Leeds should have 6 tackles. In another good position. Comes out Leeds side. Schofield feeds it out to Iro. Quick 1-2 between Iro and Schofield. Schofield brings Alan Tate in the line, but this time the pass is knocked on, and maybe Workington have a chance for a counter-attack as Heppy makes the break. He's looking for support. He finds it in Kevin Ellis, and Workington have made it inside the Leeds half. And Leeds are penalised, but Ellis wants to get on with it. Workington decide not to kick the ball into touch, but rather Ellis goes by himself. Good tackle by George Mann. Marwood out to Phillips on that left-hand side. Phillips is well held by George Mann. I think the ball's been lost. No. Looked for a second as if it had been. Gary Schubert, the Workington number 14. Marwood feeds out this right-hand side to Ellis. Ellis misses out one, finds Paul Burns. Burns pass inside to White. Workington desperately trying to keep the ball alive, but referee was going to blow for a forward pass. I was convinced of it. Looked towards his touch judge and allowed play to continue. Maybe a chance here, final tackle, but there's no way through for the Town number 3. Maybe the turnaround right on the Leeds try line. 3 more Workington players, Pickering, Drummond and Paul Burns, all in offside position, and Leeds on the penalty with Graham Holroyd putting the ball into the south stand. For Milo. Sorry, Lowe's. Now it's Vasilopoulos, ball inside to Kevin Iro. Iro This time can't get away from Brad Heppy, who brings him down inside the Leeds half. Alan Tate. Tate's drawing the line a fair number of times in this one. Just adds that extra bit of pace when Leeds are in a good position. Still going, the Leeds number 14. Now it's Lowe's, takes the ball off from acting halfback, goes by himself, gets the pass inside, ball's gone loose. 6 more tackles, surely? No, referee says the ball went back, but he said there wasn't a touch from a Town defender. Holroyd out to Innes on this left-hand side. Innes goes one way, tries to cut inside. It takes 4 defenders to bring him down, and still he gets the ball away. Finds Schofield. Schofield trying to find his way through a crowded Town defence. Finds Harvey Howard. Howard gets the ball away. Lowe's out to Tate. There's an overlap for Leeds on this right-hand side. Tate's found a massive gap. Is he on the way? The Leeds full-back. He's just held inches short. Final tackle for Leeds. The ball's gone loose. Lowe's has been tackled off the ball. Referee stopped the watch. And James Lowe's was clobbered. It was a short pass and Lowe's was coming through, and to be fair, the Town defender had to make the tackle. And Lowe's certainly received one. Quite high up, that one, but thankfully the Leeds hooker is okay to continue. Maybe the turnaround with Workington really desperately trying to get away from their own danger area. Still Leeds 30, Workington Town 4. Pickering. Leeds have been pretty solid defensively. Workington have not really found too many gaps in the defence this afternoon. They've not conceded a try either yet, which I'm sure Doug Lawton will be more than pleased about. But Pickering desperately trying to find a way through. Really ducking and diving and shrugging defenders off. This time Leeds are caught offside. Certainly no point in Workington going for 2 points. They need a try. They've got to try and keep Leeds penned inside their own half. Mulligan with a long pass out to Heppy on that left-hand side, but Forstett's gone off injured, so a little bit short out on that far side of Workington at the moment. We've got 4 tackles, moved to try and do something here. Phillips. McKenzie with a pass out. Good tackling there by Alan Tate and by Marcus Vassilikopoulos. Short pass, and Stephen Holgate can't hold on. And Leeds maybe have a chance to go from inside their own half. So error by Workington in attack, and it leaves Leeds again to bring the ball away. Lowe's from acting half-back. This time, well tackled by Paul Burns. Now it's Harvey Howard. Howard held though by Dean Marwood. Now it's Ellery Hanley. Hanley makes it to halfway. Final tackle this for Leeds. Goes back to Innes. Innes with the pass to Schofield, but here's the final tackle. So Jim Fallon puts boot to ball, gives it a real left-footed kick down. Des Drummond can't take on the fall, but he doesn't knock on, and Drummond makes a break. He's gone round Cummins. Good tackle though by Jim Fallon. He made the kick and he's made the tackle as well. Good sportsmanship there between Drummond and Fallon. As Fallon made the tackle, Drummond taps him to say he did well there. Workington Town putting a little bit of pressure on the Leeds line in this last couple of minutes or so. Marwood, short pass to Pickering. Ball went back, but Workington again have spilled possession. Now back out to Howard. Howard makes the break. Bursting run by the Leeds forward, has support inside, that's going to be a forward pass, is it? Referee says no, allows play to continue. Headingley's going to go in, underneath the post. And Leeds score their 6th try, Hanley's got his 2nd. And it's Leeds 34, Workington Town 4. And that try coming 16 minutes into the 2nd half. This time it was Harvey Howard that made the break. Strong run by Howard, but it must be said that pass from Howard to Hanley looked a fair distance forward. And Graham Holroyd makes it 36-4 with the conversion. So Leeds look to have booked their place almost certainly now in the semi-finals of the Silk Challenge Cup. It was Leeds winning at Wembley last year. We're going to see a repeat of all the 2 big guns meeting in the semi-final. Well, as far as this game is concerned, Leeds will be looking to keep the pressure on Town and not allow them to get a try. This time Leeds a little bit too ambitious, and the ball goes into touch on the far side. £26 points to 4 Leeds at half-time, but they've scored 2 tries in the 2nd half. Both have been scored by Leeds skipper Ellery Hanley. Town keep battling, as even Leeds team manager Doug Lawton, obviously in good mood. The Leeds supporters in the south stand asking him to give them a wave, and Mr. Lawton duly obliges. The Leeds, as we know, in the Challenge Cup, have had 3 home draws: Bradford, Northern, Rydal, York and Workington. Well, they couldn't really ask for much better than that, could they? Bradford was a tough one. Workington on paper, we're always going to give Leeds a battle, but in this one, Leeds have done quite a professional job on their Cumbrian opponents and look to be heading towards their 4th win over Workington this season. 2 in the league, Regal Trophy, and now the Saltcote Challenge Cup. George Mann inside to James Lowes. Lowes held up by James Pickering. Hanley, short pass to Richie Ayres on that right-hand side. Ayres, though, well held up by 3 Town defenders. This time the pass has been knocked on by Harvey Howard. We'll have a scrum down. 20 minutes remain in this quarter-final. Marwood out to Ellis. Workington keeping on battling, looking for what will probably be no more than a consolation try. Stephen Holgate held though by James Lowes. Marwood finds Ellis, feeds it out to Phillips. Phillips, though, can find no way through. As Leeds prepare to make a change around, Gary Mercer and Asani Famaya looks as they're going to come back on. Pickering for Town inside the 20-metre area. It's the final tackle for Workington. Ball back to Mulligan. Mulligan with a kick through. Francis Cummins, though, fields it, but he's going to be tackled inside his own try area. Alan Tate appeals that Cummins had got the ball away and had just made it away from that particular zone of the field, but referee Ray said it was over the situation and said no, it's a dropout. Graham Holroyd with a deep kick. Straight to Kevin Ellis, feeds the winger, Kevin Pape. Pape cuts across the Headingley turf. Tackled by George Mann. Schubert for Town. Ellis out to Mulligan. Mulligan feeds Brad Heppy. Pape can't keep hold. And again, another knock-on, costing Workington Town a good position. George Mann. And Leeds will have a penalty. There's an indiscretion there at the play the ball by Paul Burns. Ball goes into touch. Leeds will make the substitution. Back the two subs have come on for Leeds. Harvey Howard and Marcus Vasilakopoulos. There departing Gary Mercer and Aseni Familo back on for Leeds. Richie Ayres, head down, keeping those legs pumping before he's tackled by Kevin Ellis. Lowe's though held just inside the Workington Town half. Hanley with a pass to Graham Holroyd, out to Gary Schofield. Schofield to Alan Tate. Along the line, Iro back inside to the Leeds full-back. Alan Tate wants to get away from Marwood, gets away from one tackle. And there was certainly a swinging arm there on Alan Tate from Stephen Holgate. Referee Ray Tennant spotted it. The Leeds have a penalty. Graham Holroyd will kick the ball into touch. Familo shrugs the defenders off, bounces into them and knocks them astride. George Mann. Leeds again looking to set up another try. They're in a good position. Smack bang in front of the Workington Town post. And they've got about 4 tackles to try and do something. Schofield to Ayres. Ayres makes the break. Mulligan missed him. And there's going to be a sin bin in for, was it a high tackle? An elbow, says the referee. So James Pickering will spend 10 minutes in the sin bin. Just what Workington Town don't really need. So Pickering's in the sin bin and Leeds have a penalty shot at goal. The attendance at this Challenge Cup quarter-final clash, 15,452. A couple of thousand have made the trip down from Cumbria. They'll be heading back either A65, M62, M6, whatever, a little bit weary tonight. Graham Holroyd then with a penalty, and it's right between the middle. And Leeds now lead by 38 points to 4. And that penalty conversion coming 25 minutes into the second half. Zoe-handed traps the ball soccer style and gets away from Kevin Ellis. Gary Mercer. Mercer on that right-hand side for Leeds. Familo. Wanted to maybe holding in the tackle there, but referee says play on. Holroyd out to Alan Tate. Tate again, cuts inside, Dummish, tremendous play by the Leeds full-back. There's surely another try on here for Leeds. Hanley's there in support. He's going to go in for a hat-trick try underneath the post. And Leeds continue to rip Workington apart in the second half. 42-4 now the scoreline. Hanley's got 3 second-half tries for Leeds. And that is Ellery Hanley's 37th try of the season. He's now got 102 for Leeds. But again, Alan Tate making a break, coming into the line, and then just drew the fullback Mark Mulligan, and Hanley shrugged off to go in underneath the post. 42-4. And a simple conversion for Graham Holroyd underneath the post. 44 points to 4. And that conversion and try coming 27 minutes into the second half. So Workington kick off once more. And Leeds have done more than a professional job on Workington this afternoon. Certainly expected it to be a lot closer than this, actually. But Leeds, every time they get the ball, they play some good rugby league. Gary Mercer. Mercer finds Familo. Familo's made another break. Leeds just ripping Workington Town apart at the moment. Tackle was missed by Phillips, and here come Leeds again, looking to pile on the points. Lowe's can't get the ball away though. Final tackle list. Town look a weary 10 at the moment. Schofield with a pass inside to Familo. Familo to Schofield. Schofield to Iro. Iro to Fallon, but Fallon knocks on. About 10 minutes remain. 44-4 the scoreline. And referee Ray Tenham penalises Leeds for offside. Holgate. Town sub, makes it inside the Leeds half. Kyle White. Ellis out on that left-hand side, feeds it to Roland Phillips. Phillips holding the tackle low. Kick comes through, and that's going to go into touch, is it? And it's going to be a scrum down. Deep inside the Leeds half. Looks as if the semi-finals will be Leeds, Wigan, Featherstone Rovers, and also Oldham. And there's been a slight delay there because George Mann has been receiving a little bit of treatment from the Leeds physio. And Wolves come out on the Leeds side. Jim Fallon. Fallon's lost it. Thankfully fell to Kevin Iro. Iro has support through James Lowes. Lowes steps inside one defender. Still going Lowes. He's got no support with him though. But a good break by the Leeds hooker. Hanley out to Gary Schofield. Schofield to Alan Tate. Tate to Iro. Iro to Innes. Leeds have no up again. Chance here for Francis Cummins. Nobody's going to stop him. In fact, there's 4 Leeds players queuing up for the try. And Francis Cummins goes in for the 8th touchdown of the afternoon. 48 points to 4 now, Leeds lead. And there were 4 players there who were in support when Leeds spread it out to this left-hand side. There was that pass from Innes to Cummins. It drew the Workington defence, and Cummins strolled over just to the left-hand side of the post. And a chance for Leeds to put the 50 up with this conversion from Graham Holroyd. And there is the 50, straight between the middle. Graham Holroyd adds the conversion. Leeds 50, Workington Town 4, and we've got something like 7 minutes remaining. And a clever change of kick there by Workington, and it's caught Leeds unawares from that quick kick, and maybe a chance here for Town to get a consolation try. Heppy, is he going to go in? He's just held inches short. Intelligent play that by Workington. Leeds didn't spot the quick kick off, and maybe a chance for Town for the try. They at least got the consolation. Kevin Ellis has got the try for Workington. It all came from that kick off. Leeds were all piled up on one side. The kick came the other. Heppy was there. But Kevin Ellis at least has got a little bit of consolation. It's certainly made the Town supporters something to shout about behind the electronic scoreboard on this left-hand side. Ellis received a bit of a bang going over for that Town try. Marwood with the conversion, and it's a good one. So it's now 50 points to 10 in this Silk Cut Challenge Cup quarter-final clash. Gary Schofield has been announced as the Silk Cut Challenge Cup man of the match. Could have been a few contenders in the Leeds ranks. Helen Tate's had a good game. Ellery Hanley scored 3 tries. But the press have decided that Gary Schofield wins the award. Five minutes remain. Town battling right to the end, making inroads inside that Leeds half. Short pass to Kyle White. Final tackle for Town. Marwood to Kevin Ellis. Ellis with a long pass out to Heppy on that left-hand side. Has Mulligan inside. Feeds it to Roland Phillips. Phillips to Marwood. Marwood. And Town lose possession, trying to keep the ball going, trying to find another second consolation try. For Milo. First receiver for Leeds, Lowe's. Schofield with a long pass out to Alan Tate on that right-hand side. Alan Tate steps inside, finds Ayres. Ayres is going to be held in the tackle though. Lowe's out to Mercer. Mercer brought down by Ellis on the far side. Gary Schofield. Schofield on the final tackle, puts the kick in. Mulligan has to backpedal to pick possession up for Workington. He's going to make it to the 20-metre line. He does. Actually just outside before he's brought down by Craig Innes. Mackenzie to Paul Burns. Mackenzie again from acting halfback. On the halfway line before he's tackled by Gary Schofield and Ellery Hanley. White. Ellis. Ellis does well, releases the ball to Stephen Holgate. Holgate, there is support. He's held about 5 metres from the try line. Pickering inside to Roland Phillips. Phillips is in for another try for Workington. To 2 consolation tries in the final 6 minutes for Workington. Leeds 50, Workington Town 14. Roland Phillips, the try scorer. Town supporters, something to sing about. Been well backed for this quarter-final clash in Workington. Marwood with another good conversion, right from the touchline. 50 points to 16 now the scoreline. Into the final moments of this clash, the 80 minutes are up. There'll be not too much injury time to add on, I wouldn't have thought. Leeds 50, Workington Town 16. Tries for Leeds through Mann, Schofield and Iro in the first half, and Richie Ayres in the second half. 3 tries to Ellery Hanley and Francis Cummins. The Leeds are still in possession. We're going to see another try in the final stages, but Cummins can't hold on. The Leeds winger knocks the ball forward. The points don't really matter now. The result, really, since those 3 tries in the last 10 minutes of the first half, really has already been one-way traffic and only one winner in this quarter-final of the Silk Challenge Cup. Mulligan releases the ball to Gary Schubert, but it's all over now. The final scoreline in this Silk Challenge Cup quarter-final: Leeds 50, Workington Town 16. Leeds go through to the semi-finals then of the Challenge Cup. Maybe an eye on Wembley again then. They were there last year for that final against Wigan. Will they be going there in 1995? Well, there's 80 minutes away. They're in the semi-final again. Tremendous support for both Leeds and Workington at Headingley for this one. And Peter Walsh insistent that the Workington Town players, despite their heavy defeat, applaud their supporters behind the post. They've been tremendous all afternoon. So have the Leeds supporters. It's been a good Challenge Cup clash. The result was always going to go one way from half-time onwards, but Leeds have done it. Ellery Hanley scored his 100-plus try for Leeds. Final score at Headingley: Leeds 50, Workington Town 16.
First 20 minutes was You thought we was playing Wigan, it was that quick, so I thought, well, they can't live with us on that. And as it turned out, we scored some great tries, and we've done a good professional job.
3 tries in the last 10 minutes of the first half probably set you well on your way, didn't it?
Finished him off, but then we've been doing that regularly, you know. We've been just before half-time going away from sides, and then coming back out and buckling down to it. So yeah, we're a good outfit now.
Must have particularly pleased you the way the team stuck at it, even though you got, said, like 20 points ahead. They kept on and were always looking for more points.
Well, they did until we got to the 50, and then, like, man came off, we're down to 12 men, all the rest seemed to think, why can't I get off, or whatever, you know, whatever you put it down to. But I'm quite happy, you know, it's not, I mean, if we're in the league, we'd have probably kept them down to 4.
And the tries that came, they were obviously well worked, involving a number of hands. I mean, some of them were involving like 3 or 4 players, good build-ups.
Oh, great tries, eh? Great tries.
And of course, through to the next round of the Challenge Cup, the semi-final. I mean, it's anybody's game now, isn't it?
Yep, anybody's. We'll leave it at that.
Okay, Doug, thank you.
Yeah, I think when the draw came out, we were glad to be at home against Workington. I think up there it'd have been a totally different story, but today we put, you know, I think we went a bit more better than we did against Salford, but that was understandable with the players that we had out. But today I think we showed the class that we can produce.
And have overcome Workington on 4 separate occasions. Not many sides actually have done that, have they?
No, not really. I think the last 3 times that we've played them, we've only beat them in the last 10 minutes where their fitness has told. But today I think we beat them, you know, for the full 80 minutes, and I think whoever we get in the semi-final, we'll look to them. Let's hope we can get to Wembley.
I mean, just looking back on the Workington game, I mean, for the first 20 minutes, they made a real battle of it, but you got 3 tries in 10 minutes and never looked back.
No, we knew for the first 20 minutes that it was going to be hard, and then, you know, we stepped up a gear, we scored, you know, good 3 tries, and then I think we coasted it from there.
And of course, in the second half, never took the foot off the gas pedal either. You kept going right to the very end.
No, at half-time, the guy was saying, let's just don't give them any more tries, like what happened to Bradford Northern when they came back. But all we did, we went for full 100%.
Another fairly accurate afternoon for Graham Holroyd from the boot as well.
Yeah, there were some few easy kicks, so I was disappointed that I didn't get 10 out of 10, but no, that's the way it goes. As long as we've won, that's all I'm bothered about.
You're also more than pleased with where the goal kicking's gone this season, though.
Yeah, last year, you know, I were a bit inconsistent, but this year I've been practicing a lot more than, you know, I would have done last year, and everything's just coming off for me.
And your thoughts on the Challenge Cup, providing, of course, the next round, semi-final, Wigan, of course, obviously the team to beat?
Yeah, they're the team to beat, but we've beaten before. There's no reason why we can't beat them again. We know in our hearts that we could beat Wigan again. It wasn't just a fluke, and, you know, if we get them in the semi-final, we'll just give it all our best.
Semi-final or final, you're not bothered as long as you maybe make it to Wembley?
As long as we make it to Wembley, that's our main thing. If we get them, you know, at Wembley, I think this time we can go one further and hope we can win the Challenge Cup. With the players that we've got now, George Mann, Sinify, Milo, you know, they're all coming good, so it's just coming good for us at the moment.
Of course, young players like yourself, you're 12 months further down the line as far as experience is concerned as well.
Yeah, we know what it's like to play at Wembley, but we just want to get there again. I think I could have done a lot more last year, and if I get there this year, you know, I'll hope to do a lot more than I did last year.
Graham, thanks for joining us. Thanks.